What is up? The true crime investigators. How is it going today? How are you, Miss Mab?
I'm a little tired, ma'am.
A little tired?
A little tired. I worked today.
You
So
did?
I did.
Friday, your day off is today. What are you doing working on your day off?
Because I took a day off during the week. So I had to make up for it.
I walked all day,
I
seems like.
know.
All the way around Rosie.
You did a long walk today.
5 miles. Then I took a hot bath because I was sore. And it must be hot in here because I'm like,
It was 80 degrees today.
yeah, it's hot in
Yeah.
here. I just cracked open the window all the way. Last week we were freezing. It was 35, 36 degrees, and now it's 80 degrees. What the hell, man?
That's
What
great.
is going on? We have
I don't know.
two people.
Mother Nature is bipolar. She doesn't know what's going on.
What is going on with this Nancy Guthrie case? We have incompetent investigators, bad detective work. Is it getting to be a cold case? Or what?
No, but I also think, just like Brian Kohlberger, I'm sure that there are things going on behind the scenes that they're just not telling us.
Okay, I'm going to turn you up a
You
little
know,
bit. Talk again.
I mean, the, the police don't have. Hey, Donna. Um,
Donna, you're almost home. I'm
I
almost.
don't. I think. I feel like the police don't really have to tell us what's going on in their investigation, and so there might be leads that they have or things that they're working on that we just don't know about. But
Yeah,
that's, but also just looking at all the facts, like they don't know who took her and they don't know where she is. I mean, the unfortunately, it might end up being a cold case. Like we may never know what happened to her.
yeah, it sucks.
You know what? You're frozen on my screen. Oh, there
I'm.
we go. You were.
Oh,
You're better. You're unfrozen now.
okay.
Hey, Nina.
Nina Drew, the goat. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what.
weird. You keep freezing on my iPad. I don't know if it's happening elsewhere, but
Well, I'm going like I'm looking at different tabs.
no,
Maybe
but like your face will freeze and I'll hear you talk. So something's, but it could just be my device.
I'm still sweating like a pig.
Well, it's 75 degrees in here.
I don't know how it got so hot today. How hot was it
Yeah.
in? Oh, you're almost home. I don't want to mess with you while you're driving. This case is infuriating. Infuriating. Hey,
Hi,
Rhonda.
Rhonda.
What do you think's going on, Nina? I mean, they have Gladiator. The FBI has Gladiator software, which cast. It's called the cast team. Y'all are too cute. It was 92 in South Dakota.
Oh my God.
Kidding me?
Oh, in
Thought it was supposed to be
February? Wow.
snowing. Oh my God.
San Diego. Oh, I love
Of
San Diego
San
so
Diego.
much. I used to live down there. I missed it.
Mrs. Mab is from San Diego, or used to live down in San Diego.
And for the longest time, I wanted to go down there. I wanted to move. I wanted to move. And so Mab and I went down there and visited a friend of mine. And the traffic was so insane. And I got over it pretty quickly. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah,
It's lovely down there. It really is. But too many people.
80 degrees in Bakersfield.
Oh, I need a tissue. I'll be right back.
You too? Okay, Marty, that's cool. Daley Vision. Turtle Island champion. Still ain't got my belt yet. They can't do season 7 until season 6 winner gets his belt.
I can't believe he hasn't sent you your belt. How long has it been?
He said he ordered it right after Miss Ann, but she's been passed away for like a month.
I was thinking about her yesterday.
I think about her quite often.
Oh, you're in La Mesa. Oh, it gets hot in La Mesa. That's where I used to work. I lived in UTC, but I worked in La Mesa. And yes, it's very hot there. It's
What's
a little bit.
UTC?
What?
What's UTC?
University Town Center. It's just a little spot kind of by the university, by both the freeways. There's a lot of students live there. This cute little spot.
I used to have a girlfriend from Newport Beach.
Yeah, La Jolla area. We had a La Jolla zip code. Across the street was San Diego. Our side of the street was La Jolla. So technically I could say I lived in La Jolla, but not really. So.
And the guy who wrote my psychology book in high school was my girlfriend's father. Tiara, you haven't received your mystery prize from December on your tiara order from PJ. Man, that must be really behind.
Yeah, that's been 2 months.
Building that studio and all that stuff. I think they're still doing orders from Turtle Island of last season. Because he came out here and then had to build that studio, and then they had to move everything. I took a bath, and I think one of my ears is still clogged up. I need an air hose. You're planning your retirement in Northern California, so you'll have to give me safe areas.
Safe areas.
We're in a safe area.
Okay.
Anywhere like Corralitos.
I was going to say Napa.
Aptos, Napa.
But that's all Santa Cruz County is
Santa
good.
Cruz County.
That's where Aptos and Corralitos are.
Aptos, SoCal, Corralitos, Rio Del Mar. Yeah, this case is nuts. So they've already got this Gladiator forensic software where they cast a net around Nancy's location, and they can see all of the cell phones, where they are, where they were, where they are, where they went, and all of that. And so that's why they dismissed this video from last night with the video of all the cars going back and forth on that back road last night. They've already dismissed it because they probably already had dealt with that through this Gladiator software program. Why is my ear fucking with me? This younger man also was seen weeks before. Let's see here. It's 85, the Nancy Guthrie.
Oh, that backpack looks familiar.
Yeah, that's the backpack. Those are the.
All right, looks like we are live. Sorry about the rescheduling and all of that.
This is Sleuth Intuition, where I got a lot of my information from.
But here we are. We have a lot to go over.
I asked him if I could do it. He said it was okay. Yeah, the sheriff is a real piece of work. I think he's an egomaniac kind of a guy. He's got a Pima envy or something.
Who is
Pima envy?
Huh?
What's Pima envy?
Like penis.
Got it.
It's Pima County. And he's the
Okay.
Pima County Sheriff, and his name is Nanos. And nano means small. So I call him Nano. Nano Pima is what I call him, which means little penis.
Got it. Yes. Thank you.
Nano Pima. The proximity of Mexico border is unfortunate. Yeah. And we have, Luke Daley, his partner in crime, Kayla Day's husband, got arrested for human trafficking from the Mexican border. He spent some time in jail with the Hells Angels. I got a picture of him. I still got my 5 suspects, 4 to 5 suspects that I still believe are the best suspects yet. Yeah. Let's see what this guy has to say real quick.
Also, we're going to talk about Mr. Evans.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Mr. Evans to you. And who are the suits?
From the band, right?
It's an honest question. They're kind of loose.
This is the band member. Evans, Mr. Evans. Dominic? I think his name is. I've got some gloves, right? Yeah. I use these gloves in when I work with chemicals and stuff. So these are regular, what are these, latex or nitrile? Latex?
I can't see. Those are nitrile. Yeah.
Sweaty hand, I can't get them on.
It's hard to get them on if your hands are sweaty.
Huh?
It's hard to put them on if your hands are wet. Yeah.
So does that look similar to that? That looks like bigger folds or thicker material to me.
That looks like a ski mitten. That thing's huge.
The
glove that he's wearing is huge. I mean, it is super, super puffy. So it looks nothing like a latex glove to me at all. Or nitrile glove, whatever.
I was going to say, oh, these are on me.
I mean, even like the leather work gloves wouldn't be that big.
Well, leather doesn't shine like that unless it's really polished
it
oil.
looks like boxing gloves or something like that. I mean, these big.
It does look like a boxing glove.
Gloves. Yeah.
Somebody else said that too.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's like twice the size of that.
This is kind of bright. These are thinner because there's way more wrinkles.
Yeah, it doesn't look anything like that.
Okay. Now bend over.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm cramping from sweating.
Did you put your electrolytes in your soda?
No. Why don't you grab me some Tums real quick? I'll go grab some Tums real quick.
Here, hang on.
Now these I use too for being a mechanic. Ow, damn it. course, they're kind of. Ah, look at my
George
finger.
wanted to come in. Is it cramping? So here's, you
Look at
did
it.
stove.
Look at my finger. It won't come up.
You did stove. That was mine.
Where's mine?
I don't know, but that one's mine.
Oh,
You took it and you said no.
don't do that.
Oops, I'm sorry. I thought that was your soda.
That's over there. NBC needs to put the pressure on Tucson.
Okay, there. Now drink. Taking this. I'll get you another one.
Right. These are more like it, right? They're thicker.
I think they're even thicker than that. I don't think that's very thick.
This looks like about the thickness to me, or maybe a little thinner. What do you guys think? These look about right. These are thick rubber gloves. There was a hole in one of his gloves because I caught a picture of the glove, the hole in the glove. So that makes me think they were smaller. These are thick. I mean, you see the
They're
paint,
thick gloves. Like
and all kinds of fat shit on here. I've been using them for like undercoating and shit like that.
they're big and puffy because, you know, that guy, he didn't look like a big man. So his hands aren't that big. It has to be, hang on, let me grab something.
Fucking, my whole body's cramping up. Now my back's cramping up. Sorry, guys.
I mean, even these are my gardening gloves, and they're leather and they're pretty big. Like, even, I mean, granted, my hands are small, but
Go up to the camera and make it fit, see if they shine.
well, no, because they're leather. So those gloves that he was wearing are shiny, like nylon type material. Is my thought. What's going on? You cramping? Oh my god. Oh, Mab's hand is like, oh. I put some in your soda. Shoot, he just like did a shot of his electrolytes. Speaking of hands cramping, I don't know. You can't tell on camera, but my ring finger knuckle swelled up so much that I had to put ice all over my finger and put a bunch of soap on it to get my wedding ring off, and I can't get it back on. So I have to go and get it sized now.
Sit on it. Dehydration. I know. I walked too long today, and then I just took a really hot bath. I sweated a whole bunch more, and I didn't drink enough.
Mab is prone.
Man.
He's prone to muscle cramps. This happens all the time. So that's why we got those electrolytes, and he puts them in his soda. And he's got to stay hydrated. But Tums, if you guys ever get muscle cramps, Tums will work really fast, like within a couple minutes, like sometimes less than a couple minutes. So just don't eat too many because it's not good for you.
When you're having cramps like I have them, there ain't no choice. Like my back.
You got to give it a minute.
I am.
Okay.
Magnesium and the Tums is what helps.
It's the calcium.
Both. I think it's more magnesium.
But if you eat too much calcium, it can actually upset the electrical activity in your heart. That's why you're not supposed to just down those. It's not good for
My
you.
heart is very strong, like a bull. Strong like bull. Your dad used to say that, right?
Yep.
This is the glove I wanted to show you because your doctor told you Tommaso did it?
Clue lost her. Wait, whoa. Nina is spilling the tea right now. Clue
Yes,
lost her channel?
I heard that.
What?
I heard that, yes. I heard a couple people lost their channels, but I have no idea.
Why?
Because of
The content?
Yeah.
She was a nasty lady.
I was eating spaghetti, trying to talk. I've come a long way since your surgeries. Yeah.
Oh my God. He used to eat, I used to make him fettuccine Alfredo with angel hair pasta and then a bison burger every night for dinner when he finally was able to chew again.
Oh, my back now is
Has come a long way.
My hand's fine now. Now it's my back. So this glove looks more like it to me.
It's not shiny enough.
Well, this is an old one. If it was new,
it honestly to me looks like the little ski mittens I used to wear as a kid. Like it looked like a mitten, not a glove.
yeah, the BJ stuff. You can't just rip on people all day long, every single day for years. That starts becoming hate speech, hate, hating on people, making fun of them constantly. You have a rice bag to put on your back. Probably.
It's a muscles cramp. It's not like a Charlie horse. It's a
muscle spasm. It's not a muscle spasm. It's just a cramp.
Right. It goes away once he gets enough Tums in his system.
It'll go away. Like my hand, if I move it a certain way, it'll cramp up again, but if I hold it flat, it'll be fine.
You ever have your toes cramp up or like you stretch your foot out first thing in the morning and all of a sudden your toes are like, that's what it is.
Mrs. Mab's toes are so long she could hang from a tree.
Very funny. Very funny. Kind of like my long fingers.
Yeah. Heather!
Better to scrape your teeth with.
Where did I see Heather on somewhere where there was like
Heather, whatever.
40,000 people in the chat or something? I think I saw Heather. No. Somewhere else. Maybe it was the interview room or something. I can't remember. But he bought the cheapest shit he could buy at Walmart. Wasn't doing this until I started doing this. As soon as I went live, I just started cramping up. Yeah, Chris McDonough is awesome. He's the one that told me about the Gladiator software. He said, you'll see it. There's a web page for it, but they won't tell you how it works. They'll just tell you kind of vaguely what it can do, but that's what they use. You still think it's political? Very well could be political. Getting over the flu, potassium for cramps, potassium, magnesium, calcium, all that stuff. Whatever it is, I didn't get enough of it today. I lost too much liquid walking in the sun. It was hot today.
Yeah, when you sweat a lot is when it happens. So
I walked that whole loop, and then I came back and walked Lucas immediately after that, and then I watched YouTube for a little while, and then I took a hot bath, which made me sweat even more. I think that's what pushed me over the edge.
Yeah.
So I was
And
outside brushing my teeth with the automatic toothbrush, just standing out there in a towel trying to cool off out on the back patio.
plus, when you sweat a lot, you need to replenish with not just water. Like we should have Gatorade or something like that because you
Yeah.
need the sugar and the electrolytes and the sodium and things like that. So just plain water all day for you doesn't work.
Plain water won't work at all.
No, not at all.
I've
And
never tried
so
Gatorade.
Gatorade's great. I mean, even doctors recommend Gatorade. It has the electrolytes. I mean, I know there's a lot of sugar in it, but it has the electrolytes that somebody like you needs.
I just took a shot of that pure electrolyte
I know.
concentrate. It's supposed to make like freaking 500 gallons, and I just went.
Not exactly 500 gallons, but I put some in your drink
A
too.
lot. I should try Gatorade.
I can get some.
No. Ow, not my arm.
Were you gonna play a video?
Yeah, I'm trying to move the mouse. How do I do
Yeah,
this?
Nina, that's what when I used to run, I would put half Gatorade, half water, just because it was so sweet.
All right.
Maybe it is a glove. I don't know. To me, it looks like a mitten, but
Good.
it's a little hard to tell.
Shiny.
Yeah,
What is this?
that's a cuff.
The cuff to the jacket?
Either the jacket or the glove has a cuff.
Somebody's saying it might be a hand warmer.
Oh, could be.
Any sound on this?
Thanks,
Black there.
Marty.
With these gloves, I didn't get that.
You bought all this stuff.
Tight.
This looks
Yeah,
like
it's a
cuff.
weird. God, it's hard to tell if it's connected to the glove or the jacket.
See, they're even creased.
Oh, so this is this YouTuber guy. This
These
isn't.
almost remind me of like gardener gloves or something like that. Something a little bit thicker. Could they be like some kind of, well, I don't want to say leather.
I think they should have been more gumshoe detective work in this case. Boots on the ground talking to real people, not just slapping some software out and patching everything electronically and then calling it good. You know, with all this technology we have, they forget to do the real boots on the ground work. Like I would have knocked on every door in that entire development. I don't care how long it took. 500 houses, you got 400 agents. Send them out one day and knock on every single door after 7 o'clock in the evening.
Because I mean, this definitely looks like a crease from being folded, right?
Kind of. But those are similar to what I just had on, I think.
They look thicker.
But then what's
though.
this white stuff right here? I thought it was cotton, maybe.
What is that?
But if this is the jacket, I mean, there's no cotton inside this, right?
No. I don't think that's the jacket. Yeah.
So are these part of the gloves?
No, they can't be. Or what? Gloves with.
That would be a weird glove that like comes up your wrist and then like folds over. I mean, gloves usually don't
Have an inside.
have that. Like they'll flare a little bit. Like I have some leather gloves that I drive with that are fleece lined, and there's a little bit of a flare, so like it goes
Yeah.
over my jacket. But
Are they leather or are they like suede?
no, they're real leather. There's the shiny black leather with fur on the inside.
Go get those.
They're in my car, but I'll go get them. I'll be right back.
Yeah. We're gonna get to the bottom of this glove.
Because at one point I thought this was kind of like a wool.
Yeah, I heard that pinky ring thing. One glove shows pinky ring or a ring.
Lining. Oh, okay. They have sizes. Small, medium, large, extra large. This is a medium.
It looks like one of my gloves here. And that looks like a jacket with a cuff on the sleeve.
Because at one point I thought,
Sheriff had no way to do this case without the FBI. I mean, what an idiot.
So, leather gloves with the fur on the inside.
Bring them in here. Bring a right one in here.
They'll never fit on your hands.
I know, but all right. So we got that. We got a dark fuzzy stuff there. So that could be white, and it would look like that. And these are
They're shiny.
shiny, right?
Yeah, they could be leather gloves. Yeah, don't put it on, honey. You're gonna stretch them out. Oh man.
I don't have them on.
Okay.
They do kind of look.
Oh, they could be leather.
They just could be driving gloves like this. They are shiny.
Man, it's still like 70 degrees outside. That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's
What the
crazy.
hell's going on?
Oh, Marty says one of the glove shots showed a ring imprint.
Yeah. Was it a pinky ring? I thought it was a pinky ring.
And then Donna says the seam on the white matches up exactly with the jacket sleeve. I think
Yeah,
it's part of the jacket.
I think it's part of the jacket too.
Yeah, because it doesn't make
I think
sense
he
that
has
that's
gloves like this with the long, not the short ones like these, not the short, thin ones like this.
No, they're not.
Long ones, thick, long gloves like this.
And then he tucked the gloves
Inside that
into his jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, the long sleeves got tucked up inside that jacket. And he may have some latex gloves under that.
Yeah. And that would be
Hey,
smart.
Helena M.
Hey, Davina.
Good to see you, darling. I've always called her Helena M ever since they changed the damn names on YouTube, but I always remember as Helena M.
Oh, so Davina and Helena are the same person?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
I still remember everybody's name from before they screwed everybody's name up. Why they did that, I don't know. It screwed up everything as far as chatting goes.
How?
Because to type some of these names, Donna Clark, you got to type Donna Clark 32, 46. Yeah, OJ. The glove doesn't fit.
Except it does fit. Because they're mine.
So you have to convict. I think think it was these gloves here, or they could have been like the gloves Miss Mab has, and with the white fuzz instead of the black fuzz.
This was kind of like a wool lining.
Who gives a shit, really, what he was wearing? We need to catch him. That's what we need to do.
Donna says, why is there a knot by the masked man's? A knot? Are you talking about this right here?
What's that?
I don't know, but that's what the ski mask that I purchased online, that's what it looks like.
Stitching comes together right there.
It's kind of like where the stitching kind of crossed over each other.
Hey. Yeah, the stitching comes together.
Doris.
The two eyeball holes are.
Yeah, look at this. I don't think this is a rubber glove. Doesn't look like a latex glove to me.
It could be leather, like Mrs. Mab's. Totally. And then we got these guys about ready to release the house. So they had like the DA.
It just instantly, like, boom, it popped into my mind. I was like, oh, shit. This reminds me of the Koberger case.
Holy smokes. Right. Look at that too.
So the Kohlberger case, if you'll remember, we didn't know anything for 30 days.
And then, bam, they had a suspect.
They actually just arrested him. We had no idea.
So that's what I'm hoping for this case, is that they're actually doing something behind the scenes and not keeping it under wraps, and that one day they're going to make an announcement that they have someone.
I think if they don't do anything in the next couple of weeks, the case is going to go cold. Because by that time, they will be able to run most of this stuff to ground. And they're already having to release the house back to the family, but they're not releasing Annie's car back to her.
Which is so weird.
No, where they found something of evidentiary value in it. Because we saw them with the evidence bags, and they were taking the pictures, remember? So, if there's a trial, then the defense has to be able to examine that car, which is why they still have it. Which means Tommaso could be involved in some way, shape, or form.
You got two coming in.
These are the district
Right. So
attorney.
before we turn the house over back to the family, let's make sure we send in like our top guys, and we'll go in there and take one more look. But either way, it was very reminiscent to me of this. I don't know what you guys think.
Local, state, federal, they were inside, and we saw a lot of activity inside the home, and the home was lit up. So we were able to peek in some of the windows, but we saw those men
I think they come walking
inside
out
the
right
home
now.
in the two particular rooms where the murders
Here they come.
took place. We did not see them leaving with any materials. I asked them a couple of times, why are they back? They did not.
We just wanted one last look before we tear the shit down before any trial happens. That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
So I wonder if it's the same kind of group, you know what I mean?
Yeah, last known vehicle she was in was Tommaso or Annie's car. Tommaso was driving Annie's car, apparently. Does Tommaso have a car, or do they have one car for the family? I don't know.
And this guy actually looks like the FBI agent that worked on the Koberger case.
He's probably the special agent in charge of that sector. Arizona, Phoenix.
You can probably even go online and find a picture of him in that big old beard. It was so cold, though, in Idaho, he was wearing like a beanie cap, I think. But he looks like the same guy right here. Not as the guy in the cowboy hat, but there's another. If you go look, you'll be able to find some images of this FBI agent. So I don't know if this is like a coordinated effort with all their top investigators. You know, FBI, local, maybe even somebody that's private. And they're all just kind of collaborating.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We got a super...
This is what Tommaso's bandmate looks like now. He used to look like... I'll show you later.
chat. Hold on, let's scroll on down. Hey, Don, thank you. The only time I saw guys wearing gun holsters over their crotches was in Central America. Do you think the perp is from Mexico or Central America?
The cheapest gun holster you can get at Walmart is that one. And I think he just put it through the belt loop, the front loop of his belt, right? So that's what he's going to say here.
Honestly, let me tell you what I think, Don. I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, that holster was the cheapest holster that I could find on the Walmart shop, online shop. It was like almost $7. So everything that I could match up to the perp, I purchased it, and it ended up, ironically, being all of the cheapest shit that you can find. So I think he purchased the shitty holster, and the only reason he put it in where it was because it doesn't have a clip on it. And that's why I purchased all these items, because I wanted to feel them, I wanted to touch them, I wanted to see what was driving the thinking behind the suspect. And when I had this holster in my hand, I thought, man, this is not convenient. Like, you need a clip. So what I think is, if you notice the perp's backpack, it almost looks like it might be open. I could be wrong. And remember, they haven't confirmed whether or not those two different photos are from the same day or not. Like, we don't know if
they're not.
The with a backpack and without a backpack are the same day. I don't care what anybody says. Law enforcement has stated that. They've explained the reason why, right? It's all about Google and what they're able to provide. If they can't, right? Or he's in a hurry. That's why he's looking up. I think he's looking up at his vehicle. And he kind of walks up. He's like, okay, we got a camera here. Everything looks good. I think he walked around the entire building at that point.
He's pretty bright out there. He's casting a shadow, and the moonlight is so bright.
Once he's kind of had an opportunity to look at everything, I think he walked back to his car, grabbed his backpack, opened it, grabbed the gun from right out of this pocket. And because it doesn't have a clip on it and he's being lazy and he's trying to be quick, he just unbuckled his belt, put the holster through it really quick, and secured his belt again. So I think this has nothing to do with style or preference. It's all about speed.
You have to disagree with this because the FBI knows when that first picture was taken. It was taken on January 11th. That's why they asked for a video from January 11th on, because that picture was from January 11th. You ever go swimming and your ear like gets kind of clogged?
When I was little and I swam all the time, I'd get water in my ears, and to me it would give that flutter. And I used to tell my mom that it sounded like there was a moth in my ear. So that's kind of what it seemed like a moth would sound like that little fluttering in your ear.
I haven't seen a car.
Inconvenience.
Oh, wait. That a car right there?
I don't think so. I think it almost looks like a wall.
This?
I can't really see it.
I have a car right there.
Oh, kind of. But I doubt that's his car. That would be really stupid.
Well, Nancy's car's in the garage.
And she lives on a corner, right?
Vehicle. And he kind of walks up. He's like, okay, we got a camera here. Everything looks good. I think he walked around the entire building at that point. Once he's kind of had an opportunity to look at everything, I think he walked back to his car, grabbed his backpack, opened it, grabbed the gun from right out of this pocket. And because it doesn't have a clip on it and he's being lazy and he's trying to be quick, he just unbuckled his belt, put the holster through it really quick, and secured his belt again. So I think this has nothing to do with style or preference. It's all about speed.
Hold on. Stop.
Everything looks good. I think he walked around the entire building at that point. Once he's kind of had an opportunity to look at everything, I think he walked back to his car, grabbed his backpack, opened it, grabbed the gun from right out of this pocket. And because it doesn't have a clip on it and he's being
right, Don, it's a round driveway.
Lazy and he's trying to be quick, he just unbuckled his belt, put the holster through it really quick.
The walkway does go out.
Secured his belt again. So I think this has nothing to do with style or preference.
Yeah, it's not a car. See the pole right there?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. All right, no car.
It's all about speed and convenience.
This
So
is
where was I?
the old bandmate with the criminal.
I don't know if we're going to have time to read this entire article, but we'll read part of it. So they show a photo of him like just completely matching the description of the masked man. He kind of looks like him a little bit. I don't think in the face, but I mean, grow some facial hair. Shit, who knows?
Fifth grade teacher.
I think the plan was to just do some sort of staged robbery. Something unplanned happened, so they staged this footage. No, man, it's the opposite. He's in no rush at all. Yeah, taking the vaccine or something, something along those lines. He lost his job. He's blaming Savannah and people like Savannah for whatever his life turned into.
So he thinks political. Could be too.
Does it register on the system? All I know is that they have the garage door opening when she was brought home and then closing shortly after. Read the whole thing. A fifth grade teacher and his principal wife hid in their bedroom as dozens of people who believed he might be a kidnapper.
Well, his wife's a principal, or his principal wife, meaning he has more than one wife. The black light post is in her yard. Round driveway, not on the street. Right there. I don't think there's a car, but there could be. I mean, I'm not saying there's not.
Appeared on their suburban street. Who was that? Fucking JLR? And fucking Brian Enton? I feel like someone's taken my name, said Dominic Evans, who had met Nancy Guthrie only once. So this is from the New York Times. Nicholas Bogle Burrows, reporting from Tucson, Arizona. So this is posted earlier today. A 6-year-old boy in Arizona spent his first night away from his parents this month, not because he was at a sleepover or away at camp. It was because people had descended on his parents' suburban Tucson street, thinking that his father might be the man who abducted Nancy Guthrie. Is he? The boy's father, Dominic Evans, a 48-year-old elementary school teacher, plays drums in a band with one of Miss Guthrie's sons-in-law. For some people, that coupled with Mr. Evans' 1999 arrest for drunkenly swiping a calculator and watch while out at a bar was enough. He's a klepto. Just kidding. He became their prime suspect. The accusations were levied online, but they have become a real-life nightmare for Mr. Evans and his wife. Right? It's Mr. Evans. It's not a... I remember him as Dominic, right? Tommaso's friend Dominic, bandmate Dominic. They hid in their bedroom with the lights off that night, too frightened to pick up their son from his grandmother's house for fear.
Come on, don't be a pussy. So this was when they released the house.
So if you look at, wait, go
Ray
back
Boy
to that
says,
picture.
I've been saying it. It's
What?
Go back to that picture
Which one?
of the house, the one right before this. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I doubt somebody that's coming to case the house where that black Suburban is parked,
Yeah.
somebody would not park there. Like that looks like maybe you could see that car from the front door.
Yeah.
Nobody who's coming to case their house is going to park right there.
They would have had to park right here if that's where that car
And they
was.
still, like, you just wouldn't do that. If you're coming to case a house, you're not going to pull up in their driveway.
You're going to park out off the
You're
street.
going to park off of the property 100%. I mean,
Yeah, you're going to be like here, but way up here.
yeah, you're not going to be able to see it on this picture wherever they
I think
park.
Tommaso pulled in here. They opened the garage. I think he just let her walk in by herself because he's an asshole. He probably didn't help her in or anything, even though he said he did. He backed up and split and somebody could have rolled in behind her while the garage door was shutting, or
Well, it happened.
could have been unlocked. There's more sliders over here. It's like
But
six. Go ahead.
whoever it was came through the front door, right?
No, it came through the back. Back door was wide open, they said. Doesn't say which back door. It just says that the back door was wide open. A back door was wide open. Could have been this blue one, or it could have been one of the sliders. My guess is it's one of those sliders.
Yeah, it's Santa Claus gloves. You have. Like, I kind of chuckled when I first read your comment.
This guy, another backpack thief in the area. I don't think it's anything to do with it.
But there's something to it. I don't know if that's what it is, but now I see what you're saying. Like the poofiness of it. Kind of like pirate's gloves.
He's got two backpacks.
I can't get a real good look at the other backpack.
I'd love to catch one of these bastards in my driveway. Knock him upside the head with a 2x4. Who's going to do Spirit Box? Who's doing the Spirit Box tomorrow? JLR? Strippers showing up. Did you see that? Stoners last night. I covered that last night after you went to bed. Did you see that? The guy right here. There's a guy right here that was there last night. Taller guy, Mexican, didn't speak English, reeking of weed. They had him do a sobriety test. Then they hauled him off. The cop drove his car. They restaged over to a real estate building or something, so they would get out in front of the house, from in front of the house, because Dad's Gone Live was sitting right there filming.
I don't know if you're trying to show us something.
Oh shit! Duh. I always do that. All right. I will show you. This is the guy that they had last night. They were giving him the rigmarole DUI. I guess weed was wafting out of his car and he's falling over. Weren't you up when we were watching this?
No.
I thought we were doing the walk, both of us. You said,
Oh yeah, we did, but I wasn't. Oh, you're okay. Yeah, last night. Hi, Sherry Lawrence.
hey, Sherry. So that's what happened last night. I think they gave him a DUI. We don't know for sure. But he came there because he thought he saw Nancy Guthrie. And he had a picture of her on his phone, and he was driving around trying to find the house. He just happened to be smoking a bunch of weed at the time. Well, what is the?
Well,
You think she was a stripper? She had like leather shorts on that were like crammed up her ass. Dog outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't say much else about this. And then we got the young man walking. I'll go get him. No, she did. I need to get an ear, something for my ear. It's bothering me. I'm gonna get a Q-tip.
Nice jammies. Bab's wearing his jammies. The animals are getting restless because it's my bedtime, so they normally think it's time for me to go to bed, and the cat comes up and looks at me and meows and is like, what's happening? And dog wants treats. Speaking of bedtime, it is almost my bedtime. Even though I'm not working tomorrow, I am tired because I worked all week. And yeah, everybody works all week, but I had a rough day. So I'm tired. I look tired. Trying to keep my eyes open here. Mab is on his way back.
My poor dog couldn't make it up the
Oh,
front porch when I got home from walking him.
he just knocked me over. Hi, Lucas. Hi, Bubba. Yeah, he wants treats. You want treats? I know.
Dumped the whole bag out on the floor.
No.
Let him go psycho. He won't jump on the bed, and he couldn't make it up the steps. So I ran in and got a treat, let him smell the treat, and then he could get up the steps. Such a food hound that he'll jump on the bed. He'll do anything for a treat, but it's too painful. But he'll do anything for a treat. He doesn't care how much pain he's in. So that's like January 11th.
We don't see what you're seeing. Donna Clark, I hate spirit boxes too. I can't stand the noise, and honestly, I think they're fake. That's just my personal opinion. I think they're fake.
If you get anything out of them, it's demonic.
Right? He's wearing his bridge guy outfit.
Who's going to do spirit box? Tomorrow's spirit box. I heard JLR talking about somebody. Stoners or strippers showing up. I saw the stripper today live. Brian Etten was filming her.
Clothes over clothes, things that he can discard. He's wearing a disguise, a quote unquote kill kit.
And this is right after the Epstein files were dropped, so could be that. Could be a lot of things. I mean, it's basically only 3 options: Epstein distraction, kidnapping for punishment, and an Epstein distraction, both, or a burglary gone wrong. They didn't take anything. They only took her, and they didn't get any money. They didn't show proof of life because she's probably not, and that's why they couldn't show it. So they didn't get any money. Now they're offering money for her body. So somebody needs to tell them where she is, at least, so they can put her to rest.
or something along those lines.
Someone's coming with one, and JLR was trying to figure out what a spirit box was. What he does with his fingers. Spirit fingers. Come on in.
Come on in, come on in, come on in.
Investigates. JLR. Come on in, Nancy Guthrie. 84-year-old woman, day 27. Come on in. I'm just kidding, JLR. All right. I'm done with that.
All right.
Let's look at Megan. I like her. She's smart.
Video. It's very interesting to me that this gets dropped by Fox News last night, which has been doing very good reporting on this. Fox has.
Mm-hmm.
And they find it. I want to read you the way they describe it. I know you're familiar, but the audience. It's a resident of the Catalina Foothills neighborhood. That's Nancy's, who has a street-facing ring cam that caught 12 cars passing by in the morning. Nancy disappeared.
Amen, Donna.
They took the recording goes from midnight to 6 a.m. on February 1st. That's the relevant time frame. And the activity occurred near the 2:30 a.m. mark. That's the relevant time.
Somebody's saying a Range Rover went by there. But I don't know.
The homeowners, Elias and Danielle Stradagulias, told Fox Digital that the police had not canvassed their neighborhood at all in all the time since Nancy went missing. The FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department have been alerted to the video, writes Fox Digital. Not immediately clear whether the video is of any use to the investigation. This is last night. The Stradagulias house is on a back road, Fox writes, North Camino Real.
Camino Real.
Real.
Yes, Real.
God, these East Coasters, man, they can't say Puerto Vallarta. They can't.
Piorta.
Puerto
Vallarta. Piorta, Vallarta, and Camino Real.
I can't even say it wrong.
Yeah.
Because we know how to pronounce Spanish words here in California. Cracks me
Camino
up.
Real. We have El Camino Real, goes all the way up the damn state, right?
Yeah, the El Camino Real is Highway 1, essentially.
Yeah.
Leads out of Guthrie's neighborhood, avoiding major intersections. Leads out of Guthrie's neighborhood, avoiding major intersections. And they live about 2.5 miles away from the crime scene, which is outside the 2-mile radius of neighbors who received a ring alert asking for video taken from Jan 1 to Feb 2. So the...
If it was me, I would have canvassed every damn home within this big ass, this big circle here. All of them.
Concentric circle drawn by law enforcement did not include this house, but this couple nonetheless checked their ring camera and found something they think may be of relevance. Their house, writes Fox, is roughly a 7-minute drive from Guthrie's address, as I mentioned in the intro. One of their videos was recorded around 2:36 a.m., which is roughly 8 minutes after Guthrie's pacemaker last synced with her iPhone. So the timing would work.
Yes.
Danielle said the number of cars passing that night was not unusual, but she and a friend found it odd that no one from law enforcement had visited the neighborhood. The route itself had been flagged to Fox News Digital by another neighbor who said she also saw a suspicious man walking in the area on Feb 2, which would have been Monday, around the corner from what appeared to be an abandoned car. And then finally, she says she described that man as 5'9" tall, Hispanic with a close trimmed beard and wearing a silver bracelet, smoking a cigarette. And then this is actually the final point. Another unidentified man was spotted in mid-January, according to a different neighbor who did not have your typical walking gear on. He had his hat pulled really far down over his eyes. He was just walking in the neighborhood near an intersection leading to Guthrie's home, and hadn't encountered him before or after. Kind of younger, just didn't look like he was going out for a walk. She thought he was suspicious. Now we get the TMZ report today saying our FBI source has looked at the video and says it's a dead end. The area where the cars are driving, as well as the ingress and egress, has led the agency to the conclusion the cars have no association with the kidnapping. And yet, Fox had reported that this house, the Stratagolias house, is on a back road that leads out of Guthrie's neighborhood, avoiding major intersections, and talking about how this is her neighborhood.
Well, the Gladiator software will follow every phone in this area and find out where it went, how far it went, what time it went, and all that. And they probably match that to that software. But that's what I'm saying about all the electronic stuff that they have available. They can just dismiss like a bunch of stuff without actually seeing it with their own eyes or talking to the actual people, because they have their electronic gizmos that tell them it's relevant or not. That's the problem.
It is a problem.
No boots on the ground, gun detective work. It's all electronic quackery.
The neighbors themselves say this is her neighborhood. And I feel like the neighbors of all people would know very well if there was an ingress and egress out by their home from Nancy's neighborhood. I don't know. I'm not sure about TMZ. And you tell me whether we should be discounting the Stratagolias's new lead so quickly.
Well, there's a lot there. But first of all, if in fact the FBI is discounting this vehicle or these vehicles that drove down that Camino Real, then it's definitely for just a
You knows how to say Camino Real.
number of a couple of reasons. Number one, they threw up a geofence on that area for that
The Gladiator geofence.
at night, and all the cars there were telegraphing different information via cell phone or their or just their vehicle, and they were able to get with those people and find out where they were coming from or going to.
Wait, it can't be that, because the Stratagolias say no one came to see them since Nancy.
It's not their car. You don't get it, Megan. It's not El Camino Real. It's the people that were driving the car that they talked to, not you, not the person who got the video.
Disappeared. So the FBI certainly hadn't ruled them out.
No.
They hadn't seen this and ruled it out prior to this because no one had come to see them.
Right.
And also, there was a report after this by Fox that the FBI was seen going to visit the Stratagoliases after the Fox News report. But I mean,
Right.
So I guess overnight, they may have ruled it out between like the time the Fox News digital report hit yesterday evening and the time the TMZ report hit this morning. But they definitely hadn't ruled this out prior to yesterday evening.
Right. Here's what I'm saying. Well, I think it came out yesterday mid-afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. The Fox, it came out on that, and a lot of people were getting alerted. What I'm saying is, right then you've got the cast team with the FBI, and they're already doing all kinds of work, and they're up to their eyeballs in it. And now they're like, okay, let's throw a geofence. You don't have to go there. You don't have to visit anyone. Initially, and you put a geofence up on that area at that time frame to see who's going past. Now, what we would expect if these were the offenders is we would expect no activity coming from the car, maybe a little from the telematics, but definitely not from cell phone data, because we've already found out that there was no cell phone data pinging or anything around that house. They probably used little handheld radios or something. So they looked at that. They found out who those people were. They could have dispatched agents to those houses last night at midnight, for all we know, and they could have followed their phones wherever they went, all the way to an investigative end, so to speak. So they could have done a lot of work last night, and it wouldn't be the first time a police officer or an FBI agent showed up at your door in the middle of the night, because they probably wanted to really hammer this down. We don't know that happened. We don't know that would have. All I can say is I would expect one or two of those vehicles to have no telematics pinging or nothing from phones pinging if this was our offender
perp.
or maybe two vehicles.
Yeah, the follow-up reporting from Fox was, per Michael Ruiz, Pima County detectives arrived at the home of the Stratagoliases yesterday on Camino Real, where the new ring video was taken. So it does appear that in response to the Fox News digital report, they went there and they spoke with this couple. And then by this morning, not the Pima County Sheriff's detectives, but the FBI, which has been somehow Harvey's source in this whole thing, is saying it is a dead end. He puts it as quote, "It is a dead end. The area where the cars are driving, as well as the ingress and egress, has led the agency to the conclusion that the cars have no association with the kidnapping."
Well, Maureen did an eloquent job of explaining the cell tower markers and what's coming out of the car and all those type of things. But I think all of us rely on what's worked for us in the past and investigations and the technology, of course, maybe DNA, if we're lucky, will ultimately perhaps help solve this case. But I also, in earlier cases I worked, my police career, as well as even FBI in New York and later as a profiler, reaching out to the public is always an interesting way to sort of narrow the suspect pool. And it's certainly in a situation like this. And I would like to see, perhaps on the part of the sheriff's department, the FBI, to put something out there like, all right, everybody, we all know about this crime that occurred, when it occurred, where. Can we ask for anybody who was driving in that area, if you're in the range of the internet, which of course everyone is what's going to be posted, and you were out there driving, could you contact us and let us know? And just maybe you saw something. You're not a suspect. Maybe you saw something, a car went by, somebody pulled over doing something strange. And then these videos that, there may be more videos coming in, there may be some we don't know about also. And do your best to slow everything down, blow them up. There's technology now they can make it probably read the tags. And then if a person in one of these cars does not contact the FBI or the sheriff's department, doesn't mean they're guilty of anything, but it's something I think we'd want to talk to them. They can have a follow up with them. That's how I would go about this. They may have already, well, they haven't done the posting as far as, if you were driving around, let us know.
International disputes, inflation.
She's going to sell her gold investing stuff, which I already done. Double my money. Thank you very much. Drop dead serious. Look at her face.
We can't see it.
She looks like she's taking a dump or something.
Nice. Hi. Oh.
And it's Drop Dead Serious. It's really nice to have you here. We're at the end of the week. We made it to Friday. Big favor, hit subscribe. It is a huge favor to me, and I so appreciate seeing you. All leads have been exhausted. Please remember that, because I'm about to interview somebody who knows a lot about what that sentence means. All leads have been exhausted. If you're thinking that means cold case, you're right. I do. Anyway, here's my conversation with Chris McDonough. Chris,
Chris! I was on his first live stream he ever did. I was the second guy up. But you don't shut up long enough to even read your comments. None of you do. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this?
Gina Campbell?
Yeah. Y'all want to know?
Gina.
Gina. How about everybody shut up and listen to the comments or read them or something? How about you shove it up your ass? Okay? You're gone. See you later.
We do read the comments, but Gina, you just haven't been here long enough to know us.
Well, she was a bitch.
Did she made all those comments, all 5, 6 of them?
Yeah, in the last 5 seconds.
Sorry, Gina, we weren't looking at the chat the whole time.
I was. I've been looking at it. And I don't need any needy ass people like that in my freaking world. You want to pay me $10 to look at your thing, good. But I'm not monetized, so you can't do that.
everybody talks about the 1 month mark. Is this case cold? A lot of people throw that term out very, very quickly, that the case is going cold. There's an actual definition for what a cold case is, and this case is not, right?
Right. I totally agree. It's not. There are 2 lanes going here, one from the Pima County Sheriff's Office, and of course, then the federal authorities are running down their leads.
But leads, I mean, look, they've talked about upwards of 40,000 leads. We haven't had an update on that since, but 40,000 different tips being called in. They've also mentioned hundreds of hours of surveillance video. NBC actually saying 5,000 to 10,000.
Beat you to it, Donna. I'm getting good in modding over at Daley division. I've been deleting people, timing people out. No, I remove comments, but I don't time people out. I let Sage and them do that faster than I can even get to them.
1,000 hours of surveillance video. That is far from a cold case. That's active work, and a lot of people gumshoeing, even at this, closing in on the 1 month mark.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there are systems that, agencies have access to, specifically the feds, where they can run that video quickly through, some AI type of systems that will parse out those kind of leads that are, video leads, that that type of stuff. There's a system called BriefCam. They've since changed their name, but they're an Israeli company.
Gladiator.
Those were the same folks that counted the gunshots during the Las Vegas shooting. And then they were able to trace all of that evidence, within a matter of probably 8 hours. They had it down. So those are the kind of systems that are available to the FBI to run the cars and all that video through.
So it's really interesting you say that, because it feels like such an incredibly daunting task. And then, NBC also reporting, although tools can enhance video, each must be reviewed by an investigator in real time to start. Does that mean that even with these incredible tools that are available, they still use Real Eyes in real time for every one of those hours of video?
So what the system will do is, let's say you have a particular anomaly in a vehicle. Let's hypothesize that some of the neighborhood videos, picked up like these 12 cars that have recently been reported. Okay, let's say 2 of those cars were blue. Okay, so in this system, you'll be able to just type in, some search parameters that find me all the blue cars. Okay. And the system will find all of those blue cars that have ever passed through, not only the input data that you're giving it, i.e. from the neighborhood, but let's say they have other camera systems in the city of Tucson. It'll also search those systems as well. And it will provide the investigator with a whole list of all the type of vehicles within a certain time frame, within a color frame, or anything like that. And those are the ones that go eyes on. Once you see the vehicle leaving the neighborhood, hypothetically, at a certain time frame, and it's white or blue, whatever it's going to be, those are the videos that you're going to pull up pretty quickly, and the AI will sort that out for you.
Problem is AI. Let's see, Michelle, my niece Michelle Davis. Mab, did you happen to catch the sergeant over? Oops, almost put another channel in the chat. That's fine. But that county has a lot of issues. You're going to have to clarify. You can put a channel in there if you want. I don't care. Put a channel in there if you want. I don't mind.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm curious only because...
I was going to say, they count on AI too much. AI can make a mistake. That car can be dirty as crap. Like the cars in our area where they pick strawberries and the whole car looks brown, but it's really white or black or blue, but it looks brown. The cars in our area are like that. They don't wash them because they'd have to wash them every single day. Ron, yeah, the sergeant spoke about it. I like Ed Wallace. Ron, I guess he'll strike people if you use any of his stuff. But he uses everybody else's stuff. But I heard that he strikes people. So you had to catch Sergeant almost. Yeah, Sergeant so-and-so over at Duty Ron's. County has a lot of issues. Pima County?
As I think about a blue vehicle, but the Catalina Foothills is pitch black and the videos are so bad. How good is the technology at determining these features when all I'm seeing is just a light flying by?
Yeah, well, in that area, you're going to get the inbound and outbound traffic, right? So investigators are focusing primarily, I would suspect, inbound. Who is coming into the Catalina neighborhoods? And in Tucson, there's a system called Flock, F-L-O-C-K. They're called Flock cameras, and they're licensed LPR capability.
And they will flock you over if you're not careful.
As well as
license plate reader.
Right. And digital capability, right? So they're checking that system and they're going to run it through to find out what type of cars came into the neighborhood, and they're going to give it a parameter.
Yeah, I saw that interview. Sheriff Nanos Pima had a no confidence vote from, it was almost unanimous except for one vote. Otherwise, he would have been voted out already. That's how bad people think he is.
Parameter to search. And once they get the type of cars around, let's say between midnight and, 3 in the morning, right, in this particular case. Mm-hmm. Well, that system is going to narrow that search parameter down pretty quickly. And you're going to put an analyst behind that, camera, and you're going to watch all those cars coming in. And then it's going to, see if there's a linkage that puts it into her neighborhood, i.e. with the one coming out.
Well,
Okay?
I've heard that
And-
the flock cameras are really bad, and that there hasn't, for whatever reason, Tucson
Yeah.
seems to have a real struggle and challenge with recording images of vehicles. Many of their traffic cameras are just to monitor the sort of the flow, but not to record. Some of the flock
Right.
cameras are apparently not up to the task, which seems crazy to me. I mean, why have them?
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Ashley. And it's a very robust system. Trust me, they may be playing it down, kind of, tucking it in their back pocket. But now the traffic cameras will not record in terms of like the flock system, right? The flock system is specifically designed, for LPR, that license plate reader, that kind of stuff, but not the traffic cameras. The traffic cameras are there just to continue, correcting the flow of traffic for Arizona Department of Transportation.
So I just want to put a button in this because, again, it's a significant weekend, coming into week 4. Cold in your business, Cold Case Foundation, means literally no lead. I mean, you tell me if I'm right here or wrong, but it means no leads. Everything has dried up. There's just nowhere left to go. That's effectively what it means when a case goes cold, correct?
Yeah, when an investigator is sitting at their desk and the phone's not ringing, you have no tips, you have nothing going on, at some point your agency is going to say, you need to suspend that case.
Picture in the pocket
We know what a cold case is.
of the suspect on the doorbell cam. His pocket seems to have something sticking out of it. It's hard to tell whether it's the
Looks like a antenna for a walkie-talkie.
the leading edge of a cell phone, of an iPhone, whether it is the antenna maybe of a walkie-talkie, which is what Maureen thought it was. Maybe even a lockpick pen, which some sleuthers have thought. But I woke up this morning and I thought, why didn't I ask Maureen if it was a Wi-Fi jammer? I don't know what a Wi-Fi jammer looks like. I don't know if you do, but is it possible that that's what that thing is sticking out of his pocket?
Could be.
I want to never say never, right? Because I've been in this game, for quite some time, and you always get broadside.
Is that a Wi-Fi jammer right here?
By, when you sit down with the suspect and he says, well, why didn't you figure that piece of the puzzle out? And so I don't know what that is in his pocket. Personally, I would say if it's just check off the boxes. If it's a Wi-Fi jammer, that's going to give us some sophistication in relationship to his capability.
And you'd be able to tell with the Gladiator software whether the Wi-Fi was jammed or not.
Of, understanding how things work. Okay. That's actually to his detriment because that narrows down your suspect list. Okay. That takes your gardener, that takes your pool guy, not saying anything detrimental against those two, but, are those the kind of guys that are going to show up at, 2:00 in the morning, abduct an 84-year-old woman, take that risk as a suspect? Okay. And rather than lower their risk. Okay. So this puts this individual in a higher risk category for themselves. Okay. And a more sophisticated type of thinker. Okay. And when you see the guy on the porch trying to, take weeds and cover the camera, you got to go, well, this guy's really not the sharpest tool in the shed right now.
Yeah. So
okay?
less likely that this would be a
less
Wi-Fi.
likely.
And
This picture right here was taken, I think I'm going to be right on this, it's January 11th. Completely black outside. He's in the same spot as he was before, right next to the foliage. And the camera is the same camera. Why is it so dark and pixelated? Because there's no light from the moon. It's a different phase of the moon. It's 3 weeks later. The moon is at 99% brightness.
And by the way, wouldn't someone who uses a Wi-Fi jammer, wouldn't that actually show up in some of the digital data in the history?
See how bright it is? You can see all this shit in the background. Nothing back here. Completely different illumination situation at night. When you have no street lights, it's either completely black, or if you have a full moon, it's going to be very bright because the moon will light your way in the darkness. If your eyes adjust properly, you can see pretty much almost like daylight.
Of the home?
Yeah, the gas team will see that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to me a little bit about the timeline, because like I said, we've been talking about when does a case go cold? What's the definition of cold? Doesn't apply here. But a lot of people are very understandably very upset that we're coming into we're coming into a month and we have so little to go on. But it's interesting to be reminded of the timeline in the Koberger case. And let me just sort of go over. on December 30th, which is just about 7 weeks in. So if you look at a timeline like that, with all of your history as a homicide detective and obviously working cold cases, should people? So if you look at
November 13th, November, December, that's 3 weeks or 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. We're at 27 days now. 27 days would have been after December 30th, so similar but not the same. They had Brian Kohlberger at 2 days. They had his car identified after like 2 or 3 days.
look at a timeline like that, with all of your history as a homicide detective and obviously working cold cases, should people be as anxious as they are right now at approximately the 1 month mark without any movement in the case, public movement?
No, I don't think there's cause for alarm right now. Personally, I think the authorities are holding a lot of things close to the chest.
Yeah.
They're pushing out information. Unfortunately, some of it is mixed messaging, and which is causing all of this, angst within inside of the community as well as on social media. Okay? There is a lot of things in this timeline that are not lining up. If we, listen to the press conferences, which causes this, gap to say, well, wait a minute, who's lying or who's telling the truth? Why are they being like this? And so, personally, that falls onto the sheriff. He, in the very beginning, and this is my personal opinion, in the very beginning, he started pushing information out haphazardly. He should have just had a standard press conference, and you've been to hundreds of these things in your career, where everybody gathers at the sheriff's office. He stands at the podium. He didn't do this the first night. He did it outside in the dark and in front of Nancy's house. Okay? But the next day, when his PIO said, hey, Sheriff, you better get the information out appropriately here because it's going crazy. Okay? And he brought his PIO in. He should have kept that pace going, because that would have kept all the media right there at the sheriff's department. Yep. Every day they knew they were going to get a debrief at 10 a.m. or whatever time it was going to be. It may not have been anything, but it was enough for you to do your job as professional, correspondent.
Yep, and that's why all those people ended up out in front of Nancy's house with nobody home watching the cactus grow, because Sheriff Pima did not do his job in communicating. A PIO is a public information officer. It's their job. The PIO in this case is doing nothing except for typing a paragraph every couple of weeks.
And it was enough for him to say, okay, everybody's happy. We can focus on the house. We can keep doing the other stuff. Okay? Yeah. And that didn't happen. So that has caused this stress within inside of the community to say, this thing is falling apart. Okay. I know what's happening behind the scenes based on my own experience. And that was a huge mistake in the beginning. So that threw the timeline off, because now you've got the Bitcoin stuff, all that noise going on over here and people changing that. The pizza guy shows up and automatically, somebody's at the house, the pool guy, the gardener, they all showed up, and it was like,
a circus.
Yeah. It was an instantaneous news.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, he could have contained all of that at the sheriff's department, and it would have been much more effective. But I think the timeline, the anomalies for me, one thing we haven't seen, Ashley, is what was the point of entry into that house? Okay? He's kept that under his hat. He's just kind of said, hey, the back door was open.
No, he didn't. He wouldn't confirm that. That was a source that I had who said back door. Two sources of mine, two law enforcement sources, said back door wide open. He wouldn't confirm it.
Which back door? There's like 3 of them.
Yeah, and that's what a great point that is, right? Because he should have just said, look, the family showed up, they went through, this is how they got in.
What do you guys think in the chat there, 9 people where do you think this investigation is? Is it cold? Is it hot? Do you think they're just wrapping things up, and the next couple of weeks we're going to find something out? Or what do you guys think?
Because what does he tell us? He tells us what happened the night before. 9:48, the garage door goes up. 9:50, the garage door goes down. Okay, great. Let's fast forward to the morning. How'd they get in the house, Sheriff?
Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about that. Why? Why aren't you telling the public that piece of the puzzle? You notice that timeline doesn't exist. It just says around 11. That was the first concept. Then it was around 11:56. And then a couple minutes later, the 911 call comes in. Well, that left people going, well, wait a minute.
You got an hour missing.
First you said 11. So that's like 56 minutes. Is that how long it took to look for mom? I mean, and so it started all this conspiracy concept, for lack of a better term, in a 24-hour digital, world today. Okay?
Honey, where are you? I don't think it's cold. I think they don't do anything the next 3 weeks. If they don't make an arrest, at that point, it'll be cold. Right now, I think in the next couple weeks, we should be hearing something. Inside job or a hit, not a burglary gone bad. Could very well be right. I'm praying they're keeping evidence close to the vest. I think that might be what's going on. What are you doing?
That's what I'm hoping. Hi, Michelle Davis. Just making coffee and doing a couple things.
Okay, we're going to be wrapping up here pretty quick.
Okay.
But at this point, we still don't know how she got in. And so the other day, I started looking at that house. You know how many points of entry there are into that house?
6.
Six. You've got the front door. You have the garage door. You have the 2 back doors, the blue doors. And guess what? You have 2 patio doors on the side of the house, okay, with a 4-foot pony wall, okay? Well, the suspect's in the front of the house at whatever time that was. I forget what the digital time was. Okay?
Well, we haven't had a confirmation on what time the front of the house was. All we know is 1:47 a.m. Cameras are they're separated. They're muddled with in some way. And then 2:12 a.m. An image appears on the cameras. So it's hard to know what time the actual stuff happened at the front door.
Prints, maybe there's DNA, anything on that. Okay. But, that's been one of my questions, has always been, why is this car still an impound? Now, Nancy's car, that's a no-brainer. She's the victim. Okay. And for all we know, the suspect may have come across that vehicle at some point, and maybe there's fingerprints, maybe there's DNA, anything on that. Okay. But when you talk about the daughter's car, and this is my experience, it's not yours, by the way, FYI, it's mine. Okay. I'm saying, okay, wait a minute. Why did they impound it? Okay. They did it under a search warrant. And then what happened after that? Who shows up at the house?
They have the ICAP, or the Internet Crimes Against Children.
The UFED, the Celebrate.
UFED, Celebrate, and the ICAP.
Right. Okay. Now they download all the devices in the house. Okay. Why they do that? Okay. Nothing to see here in the car. Okay. Why do you have all your devices being downloaded? Okay. And then what happens after that? The Pima County Sheriff's Office shows up in the middle of the night to take photographs. Where? In the garage. Why? Okay. Why are they taking photos in the garage at 10 o'clock at night? Okay. You see where each link starts to make sense. Wait a minute. Okay. And now here we are almost a month later, the sheriff's department's come out through the public information and says that car is part of the investigation.
Still, I keep wondering, and they've done all this investigating, photos, the searching at the house, all the rest. Could they have come to the determination that we've done everything? We've downloaded their phones and we've looked in their house and we photographed and we've determined these people are not connected in any way. And then they made their announcement, but there's some dangling participle. There's some problem and mistake.
Participle. No, there's a piece of evidence that's pertinent to the investigation in Annie's vehicle.
That just hasn't released their vehicle.
Probably not. The moment you come to this realization that there's nothing here, then you have to clear them. And part of that means give back what you took. Okay. Give it back. Okay. You don't get to hold it. Okay. Just look at Kaylee's car in the Idaho 4 case. Okay. They impounded the car. They processed the car. And then what happened? They gave it back to the family. Said, no, sorry, there's nothing of evidentiary value here. We've done our photographs. We've done our measurements. We've done all of our evidentiary stuff forensically. Here's your car. Okay. But here we are a month later, and they're using the verbiage, it's part of the criminal investigation. Well, what part?
Yeah, it's confounding.
You've got your...
It is confounding.
It's confounding.
There was one other thing I wanted to ask you about, and it was language was used early on by the sheriff, and he walked it back. He said that Nancy Guthrie was taken from her bed. And then the next day he said, I didn't think you'd take me literally. I meant that.
Wasn't it originally said that Nancy's purse, keys, and iPhone were inside her car in the garage? I never heard that. I heard that purse, keys, and iPhone were in the house. but not the car. Could be wrong, but I've never heard car. And if Tommaso was right, and he saw her inside her house, per his statement, then, and Sheriff Nano's statement, then they wouldn't be in the car. Yeah.
Figuratively. But then 3 weeks later, Savannah Guthrie herself put out her appeal to the kidnappers to please let her mother go, and said that her mother was taken from her bed in the dark of night. And Savannah's a journalist and knows that words are critical, especially in all of these videos that she puts out. And this makes me wonder if that's entirely possible now, that that is a fact in the case, because it does change a lot of the theories of a burglary gone wrong, or Nancy woke up and caught them in the act, or whatever it was. If she's literally taken from her bed, and she wears powerful hearing aids now, that's also something the New York Times determined from a friend of Nancy's.
And they were in the bed. The hearing aids were in the bed.
This really changes the potential of what this crime was.
Yes, and so in what you do is, if you look at the letter L for an example, okay, this is what we would call the victim risk continuum. Okay, right over here you have environment, situation, and circumstance. On the bottom you have low, medium, and high risk. Okay, so what's the environment? Well, she's in her house. Okay, what's the circumstance? She's sleeping, 84 years old, in her bed, potentially at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so what's the situation? She disappears out of her house. Okay, all of those questions you now ask, is that a low, medium, or high risk activity? Okay, so just change the dynamics just for the sake of this example. One second. Let's say it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're at a truck stop, downtown Tucson. What's the environment, situation, circumstance? That changes everything. Are those low, medium, or high risk activities? Those are high risk activities. Okay, but on this side of the pendulum, or the side of the L here, that's all low risk. Nancy Guthrie is a low risk victim. So what does the statistics tell us? The statistics tell us there's a higher probability that the lower the risk, the more probability that she was targeted in relationship to a cross correlation to the suspect, meaning the suspect at someplace or another came into her environment.
Yep.
Okay. He or she came into her environment. And that's where you go from the pool guy, the gardener, and you just go down the list of who worked at the house, who was there, et cetera. And you start weeding out from that way out. Okay. And you go the other way. Okay. That if it's a high risk situation, 2 o'clock in the morning at the truck stop. Okay. Well, that is a stranger opportunity. Okay. That is a situation that it's a random scenario and typically a crime of opportunity. Okay. But because Nancy is so low risk, okay, that's why they keep going back to the house. Okay. And they keep going back and back and back. They're looking for the factors that, they're looking for what I'll call the Elizabeth Smart aha moment, where her sister goes, I know who it was. It was the painter. Okay. He had been in the house. And that's the kind of scenario that has to be looked at and completely eliminated.
The roof had just gotten done. Let's not forget that. It's that bright white roof to reflect the heat of that hot, hot desert.
First. And so anybody within that small circle, and then you work your way out, the larger, and you start, your circumference goes further and further away from the house. Okay.
Mi amigo, me just did the roof for there's a Guthrie, he's millionaire in New York City. Her mother, she's 84 years old. She live here. You want to make a little money, hey? Mucho dinero? Mi amigo, let's go.
And that's where you start looking for things coming towards the house. And that's why video is so important for this investigation. And when they got that video, and all of a sudden it's the guy on the porch, okay? And now is there a question of, did he come even before that, right? The other picture now, maybe, okay? If you look at the background, it's pitch black that night. But if you look at the background on the night, the video they've obtained, you can clearly see he's backlit by the moon because his shadow is on, the
exactly what I said, Chris. You and me on the same page, brother.
Walkway as he's coming in, okay? So are they two people? Could be as well. Okay. So you want to start your investigation in that lane, but you don't leave the house yet. And that's why it's critical when somebody says, well, this is over here, this vehicle's over here. Well, wait a minute, why? Why is that over there? Okay, what's going on over here? Okay. And then you get all this other, noise, meaning, the ransom letters and, a payment plan for Miss Nancy. I mean, my heart goes out to Savannah. She is probably just, when I saw that video the other day, she's exhausted.
Yeah.
She is exhausted. And I've seen so many families in that exact same spot to where you have to sit down and say, look, here's what's going on. Okay. I can't tell you everything, right? Obviously, because we have to maintain the integrity of the investigation. And when you get on the stand, the last thing I want is somebody to say, yeah, this detective told me, all this information. But you can guide the family through the process. Okay? And, I don't know if that's happening, to be honest with you. I hope it is. It would be my prayer that it is. Okay? But I can't say that for sure.
Let me ask you, just as we wrap up, and again, the timing is so key here. We're coming to the 1 month mark. In your line of work with the Cold Case Foundation, do you feel any optimism that we're going to solve this case one way or the other?
Yes.
So I'm going to speak from a guy who had a 90% solvability rate okay, in my career. Okay. Yes. I have a lot of optimism that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Okay. And as the higher ups, just kind of stay in their ivory towers and let the folks in the field do what they need to do, this case will be solved. I believe that. Okay? Now it's going to take a little time, and the FBI is going to have to press some resources. Okay, but remember, before Brian Koberger was arrested, okay, everybody thought that whole thing was falling apart, and lo and behold, they were sitting up watching him throw his trash away. And so I think there's a lot going on. There's a lot of surveillance probably moving. There are other things happening behind the curtain that we're just not aware of. So yes, I'm very optimistic this case will be resolved.
You have just made me feel so much better. Chris McDonough, I'm so glad you took the time to talk to me. Thank you for
Thank
this.
you so much for the invitation.
No, it won't be the
It was
last.
great. Okay.
So there
you have it. Mab solved the investigation. It's solved. I know who did it. I got the pictures right here. I'll show you. Hold on. I can do it. Hold on now. See these guys? Luke Daley, partners in crime with Kayla Day. Let's pull up. Okay, let's pull them all up at the same time to see if we can do that. I don't think we can do that, but there's Luke. There's William and Kayla. Okay. Kayla and Luke were partners in crime. Luke was the subject of the search warrant. Zach was the subject of a search warrant with the Range Rover, not Luke. It was Zach. Luke was at the house. Zach was in the Range Rover, not connected, supposedly. Now we got, let me see. William Hubie, this big freaking bulking ass dude, the Hells Angels in jail for human trafficking. Who's his wife? Hot Mama Kayla Daley, or Kayla Day. Kayla Day. She's got piercings all up in her eyes. She got her boobs hanging out. I mean, come on, man. Looks like that chick that was out there in front of the Nancy's house today. Looks like they're shooting a porno movie. Then we got poor Savannah, who was happy, go lucky, torn to shit. Right? Mrs. Mab disappears at the most opportune time. Close down the live.
I'm here.
With respect and dignity.
I'm here. I'm just fading fast, honey.
Yeah, I'm fading fast too. All right, you guys. Hour 44. We're going to be out of here. We got to go to bed. Got a big walk to do tomorrow. Got to keep losing that weight. I lost 6 pounds so far, and I've only been at it like 3 days. 2 pounds a day. We need to know more about this Kayla girl and hubby. I know a lot about him, but nobody else does, apparently. I keep bringing these guys up, and nobody seems to hear me. All right. We love you all, and we will catch you on the next one. Don't fall asleep, Mrs. Mab, yet.
I'm good.
Peace
All right,
out.
you guys. Thank you for coming. It was great to see everybody.
Talk to you later.